How are you guys doing? Welcome. Let me get my little outline out so that I can host this the way that I want to. Did anybody grab the PDF for today from Discord? I don't know how many of you guys are available to follow along. But what's up? Yes, say what's up in the chat. Hello, you guys. Soulful is new to the inner circle, so definitely everyone say what's up. Soulful, if you want to, unmute yourself and say what's up to the people, do a little intro, let us know who you are, where you from, and why you joined, that you're more than welcome to.
Okay, I'll try. Can you all hear me? My mic is not the best.
Yeah, we can hear you just
Okay, perfect. So my real name is Tony. I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been playing since I was a kid. I'm a PK, preacher's kid, so I grew up in the church playing keys, guitars, drums. I can't sing or rap at all. But I got signed in 2019. I have a management deal with OG Parker, the producer, and Melita, who's VP at Warner.
hmm
So I'm new here, trying to learn as much as I can. I watched your TikTok lives and I soaked up everything. I have a few of your workbooks and going through those and reading those. So very, very knowledgeable. So I'm excited. I have things that I want to release this year and moving forward. So super excited to meet everyone and can't wait to see what's in store. So yeah, nice to meet y'all.
Oh, I love it. That was a really good introduction. So happy to have you here with us. So, okay, I do have a question. If you don't rap or sing, what are you signed for?
Sorry, I didn't specify. So I produce. I have just a management just like production. So originally I got in the game by just sending out loops and beats, and that kind of transitioned over to more placements, more opportunities. I'm from North Carolina, so I was driving from North Carolina to Atlanta every weekend.
Mm,
Still got working my 9 to 5. I still have a 9 to 5.
yeah.
But yeah, so I produce is what my deal is surface around.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. Well, yes, welcome. So happy to have a producer in our midst. We have a lot of artists who are self-produced, but that's completely different than being a signed producer. So happy to have you in the community with us. I'm very excited and I hope that you're able to soak up game and, just be another insider that just adds to this community that we got growing. Alrighty, y'all. So we have, let's see, about 11 of us in here so far. So I'm gonna get into it. If you guys have been, locked in every Wednesday this month, then you know that I have been teaching my new unreleased workbook, which is it's all about music releasing. It's your release blueprint. That's the theme for this year. I'm giving out the blueprints. The branding guide 2.0 was the branding blueprint. This one is going to be your release blueprint. So week one was all of about, clarifying the vision, knowing what you are doing this release for, what goals you have in mind. And instead of trying to do everything and be everywhere all at once, just get really focused and streamlined. Last week was us getting into the nitty-gritty and the release planning of it all. And if you haven't, those replays are available on our Insiders Hub, which is a part of your paid membership website, and they also have the PDF sections that go with it. So, I want to ask you guys in the chat, what is your biggest struggle with content right now? I want to know because that is what we are going to be talking about today. Today, we are talking about the content of it all, right? Because the kind of content that you make to, we're not just posting content, we're doing campaigns. So if you're doing a rebranding campaign, introducing yourself and introducing your brand and the world that you are building with your music, that's one thing. But if we are doing a release campaign for a single, for an EP, or for an album, the content that we create is going to be different. So, again, let me know in the chat, what is your biggest struggle with content right now? Or if you're available to unmute and tap in, I love hearing your voices and seeing your faces when we can. All right, so Soulful said planning, overcoming this doesn't look good, editing, when to post, hashtags, all right. So that's just everything about content planning, period. Marcella, welcome. Marcella is also a new insider. So happy to have you on our first live training. If you want to tell us where you're from, what you do, and answer the prompt, you're more than welcome to, boo.
Hey, thank you.
Hey. Yes, you're
Yeah.
unmuted, but it's very low, so I don't know if you would rather just type in the chat.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hi, my apologies. I thought I turned off my thing. I'm from London. I'm from London, UK. Yeah, happy to be here. I'm a fan of your lives. That's what brought me here.
Yeah.
Very insightful. But yeah, what else did you ask me? Sorry.
I had asked you, if you are a singer, songwriter, or like
Oh,
what
sorry.
you
Yes.
joined. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a singer-songwriter from London, and I make R&B music. I guess you can call it as alternative as well. But yeah, it's mainly R&B. But yeah, that's just
Love
me, I
it.
guess.
And what would you say is like your biggest struggle with content right now around your music specifically?
I think it's the headlines, like I don't know what the right term is, you know,
Hooks.
yeah, the hooks to catch
Yeah.
people. And also I think when you kind of have that high level content and then kind of having to do your own content, I'm like, I don't like this content, but I know this is what people like, but then I don't know if I
Right.
like it. And having that struggle, I guess, of it being not as what is the right term? As it being as I guess as
Not
flashy as
authentic to
nice.
you.
Yeah,
Like,
also
it's
that,
not what you
yeah.
want to do. Right.
So I guess for me it's more so just the headline and just coming up with different ideas for the content. I guess everything that the other person said, what was it? All and above. Everything, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah. But mainly
all of the
headlines.
above. That
Yeah.
yes, no, I feel it. That is a very, very valid concern. So, just going over into the chat, Beverly said, I have a fear of failure. Ooh, that's real. That's so real. Honey Gold Jasmine said, my biggest struggle is thinking of the specific posts to make for my release in advance and feeling scattered. Yes, no, yeah, it's like, what are we doing this for? Like, and what kind of content am I trying to make? Like, I feel that 100%. David, David Dumorn said, I think the most challenging thing about content is coming up with new ideas. Reem said, for me, creating eye-grabbing visual content is my biggest struggle. That's the thing. That's very much a thing. It's like, what am I doing in this? Some of us we're not able to film during daylight hours. We don't have the natural light. We don't have the clean corners in our house that doesn't have a bunch of things everywhere. Maybe we don't want to record content in our car because it's hot in them streets and you don't have AC. I mean, it could be hot in them streets in another way too, where you just don't want to be out in your car at night. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. So let's get into today. I think we're really going to like this. Let me share my screen. Let's see. I have to widen this so that come up. All right, y'all. So we are into module 3, what to post, when, and why it works. Don't worry about getting everything down. Don't worry. I mean, you could take whatever notes you need to if you're an ADHD guy or girly like me. It only really retains when that pen is to paper. So sometimes, even if I do have the PDF or the digital version somewhere, I like to take my own notes so that I can like retain things. So feel free to get it how you live. But the reason why content has to have a purpose is because we are not like we're not just content creators. We are not just out here posting to post, right? We are trying to post with intention and take our fans on a journey from being even just a casual viewer before they're even a follower, before they even follow us, from the time that they discover us and become aware of who we are. We're trying to take them on that journey to be a follower and then to eventually become a fan, right? And so, what that journey looks like is this what I outlined for you guys. Some people look at it as a funnel. I think I have this actually on my page right now as like a fan funnel. And I think I only had four different things on there, and here I have five. But it all starts with awareness and letting people know that something is coming, period, right? So content isn't just about posting often, it's leading fans. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to bring awareness, letting people know that there's even something coming, letting people know that you're even a music artist. Like if I come to your page right now, if the headlines are not together, if you don't have highlights on your Instagram, or if you don't have pinned posts on your TikTok, if you don't have a clear brand like message in a bio, a quick bio, which they don't give us a lot of time. They only give us 80 characters to tell you who I am, what I do, and why you should fuck with me, right? Like that's not a lot of time, right? But when we become clear, all of that comes together. We it gets clearer with our branding, which you guys did back in April. And if you're new, please download my branding guide 2.0, because branding is always the foundation of your identity as an artist, your story as an artist, and your visual like aesthetic and like all of those things, right? So do that foundation first. But when we get to the point where we're ready to, release, and when we get to the point where we're ready to do content, this is the journey we're taking them on. We're building awareness, letting people know that something is coming. Then we want engagement, getting people to interact, right? So not like views are nice. Like we like views, but shares are better. Saves are better, right? Like comments, like you talking to this, you like those kind of interactions are way better than just views and likes. Views and likes doesn't really build connection. It's just kind of all about the awareness, which I'm not saying awareness is a bad thing. Like it's on the journey as well. It just can't all be awareness content, right? So we have to post to bring awareness. We have to post different kinds of content that give people something to engage with. So whether it is a relatable text hook, whether it is something that you are talking about in your video, or whether it is something in your caption, we have to give them an invitation to engage with us. Then we are looking to build a connection, right? Like if you engage with me and now you're like following, let's make this community feel like something. Let's have like inside jokes. Let's have a private community, which can be a broadcast channel on Instagram. You can have a Patreon. I have a Discord with y'all. Y'all are my private community. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a music artist, but I cared about connecting with you guys. And the whole inspiration behind my ICI was from my live streams. Like I loved the like conversations that would happen in my live streams, and I was like, how we keep this going when I'm not live? Because I got things to do. I can't be live every single day just to have the comments and the interactions and all of that. So that's what inspired me to open this community. And that's what will happen with you. Once you have a following and you're able to bring awareness and you're able to engage with them, then you're going to want to connect with them, right? So if it's not a private community, it can also be a newsletter. It can also be a fan club, right? We got to have fans to have a fan club. But I'm saying that's when we get those fan pages. Someone on my live stream was like, "What about fan page marketing?" And like in 5 seconds, I went to his page. I was like, "You have 5,000 followers." I am like, we have like consumers are normal people, right? We're not idiots. Like we're not gonna think that you have a fan page posting about you if you haven't built a like community that eats down and that would like do that, right? So it's like, yeah, fan page marketing can work if you have a large enough community that we would even think that someone would make a fan page about you, right? So instead of copying what we see mainstream artists doing when they have like established fan bases and things like that, you have to do what works for you for where you're at in your journey. After you have built connection, then the next thing is like conversion. Like, okay, y'all fuck with me enough to follow me. You are, engaging, you're in the comments, you've joined my community. Can I get you to support me in some type of way? Whether that is pre-saving my song, whether that's doing a free action like joining my text group, right? So I can hit you on the community app or I can hit you on the Superphone app, right? Maybe I don't know, this crazy streaming my music. Like, can I get you to stream my song? That is a free action. You're already paying for Spotify. You're already paying for Apple Music. Can you stream my song? It's 100% free and it helps me, right? Or even just to follow you. That's a conversion as well. So instead of it always being about like stream my music, buy my things, it's like, can we get them to do like free in the app actions where it's like you're supporting me and you want to support me, right? And then the last part of the journey is retention. So that is after I have released this single, because this is not going to be the only song that I ever release in my lifetime. Y'all still care about me? Like, would you like, are we going to like care if I drop a lyric video? Are we gonna care if I drop a live performance of this song? Are we gonna care when I finally get my ducks in a row and I can drop the music video that I have been working on for the past 3 months but wasn't ready when the single came out, right? So that is the whole purpose of like your content has to have a purpose. So if you don't know what to post, it's probably because you're posting with only one of these purposes in mind instead of trying to do a variety of content to see what connects and what, like what can help you on your journey. If you are struggling to bring awareness to your music, then yeah, you shouldn't be posting content that's about like conversion and everything. Your focus should be awareness. Your focus should be engagement, right? Like those should be your focuses. But if you have been able to bring awareness, are you responding with the engagement that's there? Like my client Chrysanthemum, she has just started posting on her music pages in April, has gone from 0 to 20K on TikTok, 0 to 38K on Instagram. I'm like, girl, if you don't post videos responding to all these comments of these people who like just like you, please do. Please like you can't, and also your following has grown faster than your music. So you don't even have a catalog for them to support you if they wanted to. You only have one song out, right? So it's like there's different levels and there's different devils at every level. Figure out where you're at and plan your content with a specific purpose in mind. Don't try to do everything and be everywhere all at once. Maybe one week I'm just focusing on bringing awareness. The next week, let me post some different types of content that's all about engagement. Next week, all right, can I build, connection or conversion, right? Like your engagement connect content can be your connection content. It can be the exact same thing, right? But test it out in different weeks. That way, once your song is out, you have a month's worth of data to look like and be like, all right, what worked and what didn't work? And what works is not quantified by how many views did I get, how many likes did I get? No. Did I if it was content to bring awareness, okay. Did it bring awareness? Did you know what I'm saying? Like, was I able to boost my visibility? Was I able to bring awareness? If it was content about engagement, were people commenting? Were people saving? Were people, sharing this? If it was stuff for me, to get them to do a certain connectivity kind of action or conversion kind of action, did people pre-save? Did people give me their emails? Did people join, my text list or whatever it is? And then just weed out the good and the bad. Keep what worked, dump what didn't, try some new things with these goals in mind. So, any questions before I move on from section one, which is really this whole release funnel for you guys? Just want to make sure I'm not going too fast. Thoughts, questions, anything, anything? Okay, let's move on to ideas. Like now, I heard you guys were looking for some content ideas. I heard we didn't know what to post. So I went a little too ham. I admit I came up with way too many different content ideas. If this is overwhelming, I apologize. But I would much rather give you guys a bunch of shit to choose from than for you guys to be lost in the sauce and have no idea where to start. So, if we are trying to build awareness and let people know that our music exists, then these are some ideas on the different types of content that we can do. So maybe you share a 10-second clip of your song with text like, I wrote this when I realized I deserve better, right? That's awareness. It's getting people curious. That is, Marcella had mentioned about like having like the hooks and the things to say. The hooks and the things that you say depends on what your music is about, and it's going to be different for every person. But this is the kind of content, the POV kind of content, the visualizer clips that are really building the mood of the song. Whether that mood is I'm alone in my bedroom going through it, I am on a late night drive and I need something to vibe to. I'm in the gym and I'm trying to get motivated because it's the middle of the summer and I still got a winter body. Like, what are we trying to do? Right? Like, that is what we're doing. We're building awareness to our music. So, this can be countdowns, BTS footage, all of that good stuff. And again, don't you can take a screenshot if you want to, but this is already in Discord and this will be posted with the replay in our Insiders Hub on Friday. So don't worry about like writing all of these down. I'm more so just going through examples of the different types of content that we want to do. Um, if we're looking to drive engagement and make them care enough to interact, comment, share, or ask a question, we have to invite them with different types of content. So it can be this or that content. If you have been teasing your music on your live streams, if you have been teasing clips of your music on carousel posts, different things like that, having people vote which lyric hits harder, what's your favorite part of the song, those kinds of things, right? So that's the kind of engagement that we want. We've had Takira, have her people vote on the cover art, vote on what they want the single to be. You can have people vote on different types of merch, all of that good kind of stuff. Even if they vote for something that and you already have stuff printed out, it's the illusion that they have a choice, right? Like, don't feel like, damn, then I gotta reprint the merch because they all chose the one I didn't do. Like, it's fine, it's okay. I promise people don't care that much. But if people are telling you to release a song, release the song, right? Like a friend of mine, she's not even a client of mine. Her name is Sophia Galati, and she is an R&B singer. And she posted, she's also she's a signed songwriter. She's signed to Warner Chappell Publishing, and she wrote a song for Snow Allegra. If you're in the industry, you know Snow Allegra don't take songs like she'll take like shit like she'll consider the submissions, you know what I'm saying? But she really does not, she really doesn't take songs from other writers. She likes to write her own stuff. But still, that was her thing. She was like, I wrote this song for Snow Allegra, blah, blah, blah. She shared it with her timeline, and they were like, girl, this sounds good. Like, you need to release this. Like, oh, Snow lost her chance. Guess it's yours now. And then someone else was like, oh, I could hear Alex Isley on this. And she's like, it's funny that you say that because I also submitted it to Alex and her team. So it's like you're building a story and all of this. At the end of the day, it could have always been her plan to release the song. But she got people aware of the song by saying that she wrote it for Snow Allegra, who is someone who is like in her wheelhouse, who makes similar music to her. She built anticipation and had engagement for the song by having people say like, no, you need to drop this for yourself, blah blah blah. She made it feel like it was their choice, like they wanted it, right? So whether whether that really is what happened or whether she was always going to release this song anyways, it's all about getting people to care and feel like they are a part of this journey with you. It's really that connection. So connection. The reason why this is huge and why there's 15 different ideas for connection is because that is, I would say, the most important part of marketing your music right now in 2025 is building a connection with the people that you make music for. And we can see that through Justin Bieber, blindly dropping swag, which I feel like if you're in the R&B community or if you're in the Black community, we have been begging for Jamal DeMarcus Bieber to get back in his bag since journals, right? Like there really was no marketing needed because there was a demand for an R&B album from Justin Bieber. Like we wanted that. So it got eaten up. And then also he created awareness and all of that by just like being a normal person. Like I think people forget that Justin Bieber was a little boy on the sidewalk playing the guitar that got popular from YouTube videos, right? Like yes, his life was completely changed, but like he is not like these other nepotism children who have always came up in the spotlight, who came from money. Like he really was a normal person. And so he's had to, like, he even explains in his album, I've had to go through a lot of personal development kind of things in the public eye. And so people, it gets to a point where everybody's like, dang, are you okay? Are you okay? And it's like, I might not be, but I gotta crash out in public. Like, and now everybody is seeing me crash out and making me be like, dang, am I okay? Like, art, and so he really shared that through his music, which was great. If we're looking at the clips right now, they have not released a project together for forever, right? Like Malice has been on a hiatus. Pusha T has been releasing music individually, but they have not released a project together in so long. And they said, I am 40. Not only I'm 40, Malice is 52 and Pusha T is 48. They said, we're not doing TikTok trends. They said, I'm not dancing on like that. I know that that's what works for y'all, but I have a story to tell, and I have a bunch of press outlets that didn't exist 14 years ago that would love to tell my story. So they sat down with, a bunch of different interviewers. They were on different podcasts. They had different performances from Tiny Desk to Colors to Genius. They did all of this traditional media, and that was the rollout because that stuff did not exist 14, 16 years ago, the last time that they released their project. And even them being bold enough to be like, listen, if Def Jam isn't gonna let me keep my Kendrick Lamar verse, like they're trying to it's standing on business, right? Like you're not gonna make me change my art. You're not gonna mute my vision, right? And so that built connection. So it's also like taking down these barriers where it's like, oh, you can only make it at a certain age. Like you got to be a young, fine tender to release music. And if you aren't releasing as a young, fine tender, you missed your chance. That's a lie. It's a lie. And it's a lie that the music industry told us because for the longest time, the only places we got music was from the industry. And that's because they were the gatekeepers. You couldn't distribute without them. You couldn't market without them. You couldn't build a demand to have, like, yeah, you could do performances and stuff, but who's coming to the shows? You weren't able to build a demand. So they held all the keys and they locked the gates for so long. And now the artists have unlocked the gates and they are running barefoot to freedom. Like they are like, and so connection is huge because that is what brings like any sort of purpose to your rollout, right? Marketing is not just storytelling, it's everything that you do to connect your music to your audience. So that's why there's 15 different connection ideas. So when you get a chance, definitely take a look. But you always have to give people a reason to care. So why should people care? Is it because they see you in the music, they see you in the rollout? Your story is the bridge between your music and their emotions, right? So different ways that you can share it. Of course, I have this huge like list on here, but just to sum it up in like three quick little ways is having an origin story, sharing how your song came to life. I wrote this after one of the hardest weeks in my life. I wrote this 4 years ago after my first and only hinge date made me feel like I had lost my mind. Like, what's the origin story? Next, having a visual story, using images or videos that feel like the song's emotions. So I know Reem had told me I struggle with like the visual things. Well, what are you talking about in your songs? And what are some ways for you to visually make sure that you are communicating the emotions of your song? So take some time to be a little Pinterest baddie, to have a mood board. That's the purpose of having mood boards and stuff, is for inspiration. Because when you are looking at images that feel like the emotions of your song, they will inspire you on the visual story that you can tell with your song, right? So a mood board is more than just what we do for our brand. Mood boards are visual inspiration. So, just like you have a rollout plan and you would write down that kind of strategy, mood boards are like a visual, they're almost the more important for artists because you guys have to see it. You guys aren't really like structured, like planner, like writer kind of like a mood board is going to inspire you more than any of the tools or templates that I can give you. And I know this because I've worked with so many of you guys. Like, I just know how artists' brains work. And then the last thing, fan connection. So frame your story as their story. This song is for anyone who's ever needed to walk away to find themselves. This song is for anyone who is sick of sliding down the wall and ready to stand up. Like, like give your people a connection and let them know why this song is for them, right? Um, okay, that was a lot. Any questions before I move on? I also can't see the chat. My bad, y'all. Let me y'all could have been talking to me. My bad. I definitely had the chat closed. So, wait. Oh, Robin said, didn't realize I wasn't muted. Baby, neither did I. I didn't realize you weren't muted either. That's the difference for me. I don't want a million followers and no one cares, or a million followers and one person show up to the pop-up. Okay. Listen, record labels learn quickly that followers does not equal fans, okay? They might like you enough to follow you and like your stuff, but are you going to come up to my pop-up event? Like, are you going to pull up to the show? Are you going to do you really fuck with me? Beverly said, "I'm hoping Chloe and Halle gets back at it." What? I don't even know what that was a reference to, but me too. Me too, same. Chloe and Halle coming back together would be so magical. Where did Chloe and Halle enter the chat? You have to stand on business about what you will and won't do. I'm so happy for the clips. I am too, right? Like just defying odds. And I really love, like for me, the biggest story of it all is that um the entertainment industry is rated E for everybody, it was only pushed to us that being young was the only way that you could be successful. And that was because that's all. Honestly, y'all, if you think about it, young people are impressionable, and the record labels wanted young, impressionable, malleable little people that they could work with that wouldn't know what their rights are, wouldn't stand up for things, and would just listen to whatever they told them to do, right? If we think about like everyone who started young, majority of them got played and used, right? But now fast forward to where we're at now, younger people are advocating for themselves. Like we look at people like Lotto, we even looking at Vince Staples deciding to leave the major labels and release independently because what a lot of people don't realize is yes, when you are signed to a major, there's this theory of I'm gonna have help, I'm gonna have support. But baby, I'm gonna let you know right now, they are going to get on those meetings every week and say, what are your ideas for TikTok? What are your like all the things that I'm teaching you how to do right now for yourself? They're going to be doing those same things. I'm right now. Right now. I am in negotiations for a partnership with Spotify. They didn't come to me with ideas. They said, "Jazzy, what kind of content would you like to create for us? We like what you do." Right? They bought my brand. They would like to license my face and my voice and my brand. They're not telling me what to do. So it's the same thing for you guys as artists. Y'all are the brand. Y'all are the business. Y'all are like you guys are it. You guys are the prize, right? But you're also the CEOs. You're also the leaders of the ship. And this will only go as far as you take it. It will only go where you steer it. So you have to know where you're going. Everything begins and ends with you. Okay? I don't even know how we got there, but you know me. I'm a bust out and start preaching at a moment's notice. So the last little pieces of content are conversion and retention. Conversion content, this is where you ask for like real action, right? This is where I need you to stream, I need you to share, I need you to pre-save. But here's the thing, if all your content is conversion, then people are going to tune out. That's what a lot of people do. Out now, stream my video, stream my this, do this, da 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 da. It's like this is a bulletin board where I'm just coming here for updates. Like and it's we ain't got nothing to connect to. Why do I want to even do that, right? So instead of saying go stream my song 10 times, you could share a heartfelt post about why your song matters and then link to Out Now. Okay, like don't I'm not saying don't ask them to stream your shit. I'm just saying that can't be the only thing that you're doing. Okay? So do it in a strategic way. Convert in a strategic way, right? And then these lines are down here for you guys to personalize the ideas that I have up here. And then last but not least is retention. So that is all about keeping them. If they're there, how do I keep y'all, right? And so it's showing appreciation for those that are there. So if you're at the place where you're getting your first editorial playlist, share that. Don't be too cool for school, right? Like share the playlist placements, share the before and after of when this was a demo, before you linked up with your producer in the studio, before you learned what a vocal producer even does, before you learned how to harmonize and add the little melodies and do all of the things. Or y'all didn't even know that my last EP wasn't even mixed and mastered. This is the difference, right? Like you can walk us through that too. Performance reactions, different things like that, sharing, like again, responding to comments. If people are commenting and are supporting your music, making them feel like they're the best people in the world, because highlighting them and making them feel special is only going to attract more people to you, right? You get more bees with honey than vinegar. Or is it flies? I don't know. But let's be sweet. I don't know if we're actually trying to attract bees. I think we're trying to, I don't know. I don't know. You listen, my grandparents were from the South. Some of the sayings are diluted, okay? I'm a Cali girl. But retention is the last thing that we are trying to do. Um, So, all right, you guys. Any thoughts? Did this inspire any post ideas before I move on to the hooks and the captions and all of that? Does this inspire anybody? Rocky, you raise your hand. What's up, boo?
One, you're so funny, and two,
Tell my husband because he needs to know.
like, you're so funny. I was gonna say a quick question. Do you feel like the connection should outweigh the conversion? Not saying like you shouldn't, of course, ask, but like you should be giving more to your fans. Like I was thinking about, I know I had an idea of like, doing a merch giveaway, something like
Hmm.
that. Like, oh, okay, I just released my first merch, like sign up for my email list, and then you will
Hmm.
be in the drawing for a merch giveaway, something like that. Like, do you feel like, I don't know, like what you were saying about conversion, like people are like out now, out now, out now. It's so easy to get caught up in like just posting a call to action. So,
Right. Because you do need people to do the freaking things, right? So it's like, dang. But I would say that you can I would do one promotional post a week where it's just straight out promotion, right? That doesn't mean that you can't have a call to action in all of your captions. That doesn't mean that you can't end some of your other videos with a call to action, right? But having one post per week that is straight up like about promoting whatever it is, right? I think the biggest thing is trying to convert them to do too many things,
right,
you know? So it's not a matter, like, of course, you're not going to post a whole week of just telling people to pre-save your thing. You're going to do it in different ways. You're going to do it in ways that bring awareness. You're going to do it in ways that, open up to connection. Like the text hook could be, when's the last time y'all crashed out? My crash out was so bad, like Huda bad. I wrote a whole song about it. Like that is you're relating to people in a way that is relevant, it's timely, and telling them what the song is about, and also giving them a way to engage. In the comments, they can tell you about their crash outs, right? Or about what happened to them. Or they can comment on Huda. If you're watching Love Island, if you know, you know. If you don't, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I don't know who's not watching Love Island this year. It was crazy. But so instead of it being like how much is too much, like just I would say have one promotional post a week and don't try to convert them to do too many things, right? Because then it's like try to get them to do one thing. So if you are doing a pre-save campaign, that's why you should be doing it for like 2 to 3 weeks instead of just the week before your song comes out. Because it shouldn't feel like that's the only thing that you're talking about is pre-save, 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 right? It should be like you're building connection, you are bringing awareness. Oh yeah, and pre-save. We're doing this, we're doing this. Oh yeah, and pre-save. And then when it's like 5 days before my song is going to come out, have y'all pre-saved yet? You know what I'm saying? Like now we're going ham on the pre-save things. Then after the song comes out, we're thanking people for the streams that they have done. We're asking, have you streamed it yet? Have you done this yet? All of that, right? And then after we have done that for about 2 to 3 weeks, we change the conversion to a different action where it's like we're asking for emails. We are asking them to, look at our latest video. If you have merch and everything, having them vote on what is their favorite, blah, 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 all of that. But I can go into it more specifically if we book a one-on-one session. I'm like, oh, let me get back to the things because we only have 15 minutes. So, and I know a lot of you guys are like on break and stuff. So let me share the last of this, but really good question. Thank you. Appreciate it, Pooks. So, hooks that stop the scroll, right? Um, we want hooks that are like this song almost didn't happen because ooh, why didn't this song almost happen? Or POV, you need this song if you've ever insert here, right? Try these out, y'all. Try out these prompts, personalize them to you, and see if they work. Because hooks are really about grabbing attention. And if we are looking to build awareness, we gotta hook them in. We gotta hook them in so that they stay. Because everybody has the attention span of goldfish at this point. So If the first 3 seconds, doesn't grab people, they're gone. So you could have the best video in the world, you could have the best story in the world, but if we don't hook them, they're not even gonna get to it. So here's a few different prompts that you have. But here, let me drop the formula for hooks because I don't have time to discuss it. There's POV hooks. This is for you if hooks, BT behind the scenes kind of hooks. Let me drop that in the chat. And I can drop this on Discord as well. I'll drop that in the resources and everything. Just like a little, because I know it can be overwhelming when you're creating content. Who wants to go to that PDF and look for page 15 and da da da, right? So it's like I'll have a little quick little hook formulas for you guys. I want that to be the homework. I want to see the content that y'all make when you guys personalize these hooks for you, okay? Captions. Captions are really important, and I don't know why, like, the trend has been like being low effort, but like boo. Like boo, boo, boo. We're not too cool for school. We are not too cool to have captions. And your caption should have context. It should include your personality, and it should also have a small call to action at the end. That's the formula. That's it. You lead with emotion or curiosity, and you always include some sort of call to action. It could be tag someone who needs to see this. What do you think of the chorus? It doesn't always have to be go stream my song, go pre-save my song. Go like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get them to engage in some type of way. So this page has captions that, that little formula for you, as well as some examples that you can look at. And then the last thing, this is just a short snippet of visuals, visual styles and things that you can do. Honestly, shooting content is hard. And I realized that I'm pretty good at shooting content because I started in television. So a lot of things that I don't even think about, like lighting, camera placement, what I'm gonna say, like all of these things, they're so easy to me because I used to be a producer. So creating visuals, it is hard and it does take some time and you are gonna flop a little bit, right? But you need to be on these apps looking at other independent artists. You have to be. And it doesn't mean that you need to copy them, but be inspired by them. You have to see what works to be inspired and to do, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Okay? Sometimes you can do what is working for other people, you can make it your own, but don't get so caught up in that all you're doing is content from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like it's doses, it's levels to this, right? So I hope that helps. Another thing that I really want to encourage you guys to do that I am starting to do myself as well, and we've talked about it before in Content Creation Month, but remixing your old content, especially now that it's time for releases. So adding a new hook or a caption to an old clip, replacing the music with a new track snippet, um, changing the format, splitting a 60-second clip into short micro clips that might be 15, 20 seconds that were like the good part. There's different ways that you can remix it. But look at what worked well for you before. And listen, if the your most popular post is from 2023, I'm not talking about that, right? Like, we're not talking about the time that you went live with Drewski and everybody, like, of course, we're not talking about that, right? Like, when is what is your highest performing clip from the last month, right? From the last 3 months, right? And how can we remix it and have it be about this single? How do you turn an old lyric post into a before and after version of the song now that the song is complete? And when you first teased it, it was, a rough concept, right? But you have to be posting it when it's a rough concept. I know that y'all artists are perfectionists and y'all don't like sharing shit until it's perfect. I'm telling you this secret right now. It's never perfect, okay? Done is better than perfect. Okay? Share that shit. Share that shit. What's it doing on that hard drive in the archives? Nothing. That's what it's doing for you, okay? And everybody tries to convince us, even me, I was convinced. I was like, you don't make money in music. Dang. Yes, you do. If you have full ownership of your songs and if you are consistently writing, recording, and releasing music, it's a numbers game. It's compounding the momentum, compounding the streams, right? But the only thing is don't be consistently trash. Don't not grow. Don't keep posting and ghosting. Don't keep just putting things out there without learning, without analyzing, without getting better, without growing. Growth is uncomfortable, but nobody gets to where they're going by staying in place, okay? Okay? Yeah, like lean into the discomfort. I feel like Donald Glover says something. He was like, nobody is on their deathbed saying, thank God I didn't do that cringy moment. Like, literally, no one is doing that. Okay? Be cringe. It'll last for 2 seconds and then it'll go away. But, okay? So take that with a grain of salt. When I say be cringe, I mean it's cringy to you to post your shit. It's not cringy to us. Like, do the damn thing. Okay? Um, So, other examples, taking live performance clips, cutting it into vertical videos if they exist for you. I know I saw Robin post a live performance clip of her singing an Al Green song and I loved it. So go, Robin Pierce. That was so cute. I loved it. You using a lyric line as the text overlay or maybe an old BTS video. Maybe it's an old video of you in the studio on the floor writing, song. And maybe now you have upgraded to like a better studio that's not in your homie's closet. Like, show us. Okay. If you're talking about started from the bottom, now you here. What was the bottom and where are you? Okay. What level did the elevator get off at? Let us know. Um, that's about it. At this point, you guys should be able to draft up, I would say, about at least 9 to 12 content ideas. Don't worry, I'm going to share this with you in the Discord. And like I said, with the replay, this will come up as well. But I want you guys to start ideating about your content. And the homework for this week is going to be you guys remixing those hooks and making them your own. So I will put that in the tips and challenges. That's what I want. I want y'all to remix those hooks and make them your own. Because I think that that is one of the hardest parts for a lot of artists right now is engagement and getting people to stop their scroll first and foremost. Like I can't even get to the music because I can't get y'all to pay attention to what I'm posting, right? So that's what our homework is going to be this week. um All right. I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited for y'all. The key takeaways here, I want you guys, if you don't learn anything else, purpose-driven content is what builds hype without spamming, right? So we need to post with a purpose, whether that purpose is to build awareness, whether that purpose is to create a space for engagement, whether that purpose is to invite connection, whether that purpose is to convert them to do an action, or whether that purpose is to retain them and keep the buzz going after you have released your music. Purpose driven content is what builds hype without spamming. And that is how you guys are going to get the diversity and know what to post, when, and why it works. Um, Pay attention to my little fan journey that I'm trying to take them on and try to take your fans on that journey yourselves when you get ready to tweak. Um, get ready to tweak. When you get ready to post, my bad. Small tweaks to like your hooks and your visuals can make old content feel like new. I know even for me, I don't know when you guys got here. I don't know when you found me, but at the beginning of this year, I had less than 6,000 followers. And now I'm almost at 14,000. I have been posting content since 2023. Everyone that's here has not seen the content that I have posted, But I've been posting and talking about marketing, branding, and artist management since 2023, right? So like, and I've been I'm not gonna flex or anything. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where I come from. Y'all know what I do, right? So I've been that girl. Everybody else is just starting to notice. It's the same thing for you. You've been an artist. You've been in the studio. So it like you might feel like you can only post something once, but I promise you, baby, the new people that are here don't know the old you. Okay? Show them where you came from and show them where you're going. All right? So next week is going to be our final week of release planning, and next week is going to be about launching and learning from it. So I'm going to teach you guys how to keep the momentum going after your release, okay? Because the marketing and promotion doesn't end when the song is out. That's actually when you should be standing toes and going more ham than you did before it was out because now they can actually stream it, okay? So please, y'all, please run to Luma and RSVP so that I am not in every inbox and crevice that you have hitting you on Discord, in Instagram, and in your email. But I might still do it because listen, if it's the day before the stream and only 7 people have RSVP'd, I'm blowing y'all up. Okay? Because I know more than 7 of y'all want to be here. But that's it for me, you guys. Any questions or anything before we close out? Now is your time to unmute and say what's up.
I do have one question about posting. So, should all of these posts be like saved to my wall or archived? I don't want to oversaturate my timeline with a bunch of ads about releases. I still want to have like lifestyle posts. So that's the first
Mhm.
half of the question. The second half is, should there be any ads behind these posts or should they just be like non-ad driven?
Gotcha. So, what I'm teaching right now is only when you are in release mode. This isn't like an evergreen content strategy that you should be doing at any time. This is specifically when you are releasing music. But like I said, those awareness posts, those connection posts, those are personal storytelling posts. Those are, those kinds of things. So it's not just going to be like promotional stuff. Your lifestyle stuff can be mixed in it. But honestly, Pooks, during release time, everything begins and ends with the music. You're not an influencer, you're not a content creator. And all of your posts should be about your release. Now, when you're out of rollout, that is when we're going with you to get coffee and sushi and to the beach, right? But when we're releasing, it needs to all be about the music because there's so much noise and clutter that we don't really need to distract them with anything else. You know? So yeah, nice to see your face. Thanks for jumping on camera. Appreciate it. Yes, I'm gonna get more of y'all to be on camera here. I like seeing y'all. Uh, any last minute questions before I let you guys go?
Hi, Jasmine. It's Jasmine, isn't it? It is
Yes,
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Yeah, okay, sorry, just double checking. I wanted to ask, I said asked earlier, but it may be quite a simple question, but when you're doing your post, can
Hmm.
you jump between awareness, engagement, and connection, like, or would you advise if you are just starting out to do in TikTok to start with one awareness and then etc. Like, would you go in order, or can I jump between the different points?
Super good question. So everybody is different. I think that when you are trying to get good at making content, period, it's easier to focus on one thing at a time. So I know you're new and you weren't able to see this last week. This is the 6 to 8 week like release timeline that I suggest for artists. And as you see, each week is focusing on something different. So week one, it's just awareness content. Week two, it's engagement content. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm doing this and hype building, that can be replaced with connection. It's the same thing. The reason why I'm doing this before your song comes out is so that you can test out the different types of content And after your song comes out, you can keep doing the best types that worked best for you, right? So you're going to make more
Mhm.
awareness posts that worked well during week one. And we're not going to do any of the trash stuff that didn't work. Or we're going to tweak it and make it better so that it does what it needs to do. Same thing for
Mm.
engagement, all of that kind of stuff. That's what you're going to do after the song has come out. But before the song comes out, you're testing out different types of content to see what works best for those results. But really great question because, yeah, it shouldn't be like, again, it's not all conversion, all this, all that, but before your song comes out, when you need to test out different things, before people can even stream the song, we are testing it out, right? Go ahead, Rocky.
Uh,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
would you say, I have two questions. Would you say that the test is happening like in the pre-release, like this is before you're announcing the song, like way before you're announcing the song, or is it like you're announcing something's coming and you're just building up engagement?
So before you announce this, remember, this is the journey that we start with. Like you're starting with your brand foundation, then you are doing before you even announce that a song is coming out, that's when you can be doing the awareness content. Like I've had artists post carousels where they're in the studio and there's like different songs on every one because nobody knows what you're releasing yet. Only we know, right? And so people are like, "Ooh, slide 2 is fire. Ooh, that boy in the studio making music." Ooh, right? Like so before you even announce like officially, that's when you can do the awareness content. That's when you can do like the engagement content, like just getting people excited about the fact that you have something coming, period. But when it's time to build hype, when it's time to actually convert them to like pre-save and stuff, that's going to be 2 weeks before it comes out, which again, that is like week 3, week 4, right? All before launch week.
And then what would you say? This is all in Discord, right? Or
Yeah, if we go to the Discord and if you go to resources and tools, this is module 3. Oh, this is the branding guide. I can drop modules 1 and 2 in here as well because
okay,
I
yeah.
um yeah, so I could put that in there.
And
Yeah,
then
get in the Discord, y'all. The dis
yeah,
I just be dropping stuff. I'll be like, here's this. Here you go.
my last question was about hashtags. What are
Mhm.
you noticing about hashtags? Like right now on TikTok, I feel like TikTok, okay, I feel like TikTok is just free and you could play and it's fine. It's whatever. And
Yeah.
they've limited to like 5 hashtags now, so you can't do more than 5. But Instagram, I feel like it's just literally throwing anything at the wall. Like what do you think? Any advice on hashtags? That's my question.
I think that hashtags do not have the significance that they did 10 years ago, when search engine optimization was like a new thing and people didn't know how to like bring attention to things like hashtags were the thing. I put hashtags on my stuff almost like a just in case. But the real search engine optimization is the headlines that you have on your videos. So these text hooks that we were talking about, the closed captions that you have on your videos when you're speaking and all of those words, that is telling the native app what your video is about, right? So that stuff connects and it makes more sense than the hashtags and everything. Especially on Instagram. On Instagram, it is a community building app. So as you start to build a community, you just learn what your community wants from you specifically on that app. On TikTok, it is a discovery app. That is where you are going to build your biggest following the fastest if you are on TikTok the most, right? And then and that's not a rule of thumb. That's just kind of like a general, that's how it doesn't work that way for everybody. Like I said, my client Chrysanthemum started from 0 on all apps. She has more followers on Instagram than she does on TikTok. But that's because she already had a big following on Instagram, right? So it just kind of converted over. But yeah, hashtags, the whole point of hashtags is search engine optimization, aka SEO. And as long as you have a clear headline, a clear caption, and you are creating, if you're talking in your video, like have, but even if you're not, have the lyrics for your song on the asset as well, right? That is taking the place of hashtags. That is more important than hashtags. But I'm still doing it because guess what? When people want to look me up and search me, that's how the app knows what I'm talking about. Like when Spotify reached out to me, they were like, yeah, every time I look up music artist tips, every time I look up branding or marketing, like you're there. I said, oh, I am? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Like, cause I'm just out here. I'm just doing my thing and like posting and people are just noticing. So that's what I want y'all to do too, except about your music.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Pooks. All right, you guys, I have to jump off. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I got to record content, and I have other client calls. This has been amazing. Thank you so much. And please RSVP for next week. Um, Join the Discord, drop your socials so that I can follow you on Instagram and add you to my close friends. And hold me accountable. If I don't drop, the week 2 module and the week 3 module for this, let me know. If you guys are missing some replays, some links, and you're having a hard time navigating the website, let me know, okay? Um, and yeah, until next time, stay tuned with Jazz. And yes, on Friday is when the replay will be up. Give me a day. Give me some time. I ain't doing this by myself. But the PDFs in there already. I will go back and I will drop module 1 and module 2, but module 3 is already in the Discord. So you guys can just eat that up until I get there with everything else. All right? Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.